Now on today's video, guys, I'll be covering the 6 main reasons why I think you ought to buy the Nio stock in 2022. So these are the main catalysts in 2022 that I believe it ought to encourage you to probably buy this Nio stock. Now Nio is a company that, for those of you that have been following me for some time, this is a company that I cover a lot on this channel because why? It's one of my top picks, or it is the top pick stock for 2022 because of these 6 latest developments that I'll be giving you on this video today. So without a waste of time, the first reason why you ought to consider buying the Nio stock is because of the ET7 deliveries. Now you remember that Nio already indicated, or we already know that Nio is going to start delivering their ET7 models end of March 2022. Now this is something that is incredible because you remember that the ET7 it was one of those models that when they were released, its pre-orders surpassed all of its previous models. This just simply means that there is some serious demand of this model out there, which is something that will make it to seriously exceed in terms of the deliveries this year. In fact, one of the analysts from Deutsche Bank, Edison Yu, believes that this ET7 will deliver, or Nio will manage to deliver, over 60,000 vehicles of this ET7 in 2022, which is something that is truly amazing and is to be the one to motivate you to go in and buy the Nio stock right now before they can start delivering these vehicles. Now, reason number 2, of course, and of course, guys, these reasons I'm trying to put them in order, or in their respective orders. Now, reason number 2, of course, is the Jack Nio upgrades. Now, you remember that Nio last year they completed the first phase of these Jack Nio upgrades, which now puts or makes it possible for Nio to be able to deliver 120,000 vehicles annually. Now, we already know, or during that time, Nio announced that they will be, or they plan to finish the second phase of the Jack Nio factory around the first half of 2022, and that will result in that Jack Nio factory being able to produce 240,000 vehicles annually. And with double shifts, we know that that factory will be able to produce 300,000 vehicles annually, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, this is good news, or this is one of the main reasons why you ought to invest into Nio, because this just means that Nio will be able to ramp up their production after this second phase of Jack Nio is completed or comes to completion, which is one of the things that as a Nio investor, or as someone who wants to invest into Nio, you have to do or go in and make sure that you invest into this Nio stock before those upgrades are completed, because after those upgrades are completed, we can expect Nio to start delivering more cars, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, the third reason why you ought to invest or to buy this Nio stock right now is simply because of the upcoming ET5 model. Now, you remember that the ET5 model is a model that Nio launched in Nio Day of 2021, which so many people were very excited after this model was revealed. They were excited because of the price, because it's quite affordable and it's quite a beauty when it comes to the cars that Nio is producing. And one of the good things about this model is simply because of their pre-orders. The pre-orders of the ET5 now has surpassed even those pre-orders that the ET7 had, which is something that is truly amazing. I mean, this company, we read a few weeks ago that it managed to reach 90,000 orders in just 6 days, which is something that I believe that as an investor, it has to motivate you and make you see the potential that Nio, or the potential that lies within this Nio ET5, which Nio plans to start selling by the way at the end of September of 2022. So this is one of the main reasons why you ought to go in and load the boat on this Nio stock, because after this model is released, we are going to see majority of the cars being sold being this model. Why? Because it is one of the models that, like I said, it is not only liked in China, but even in the rest of the world, or in the whole world, people like this Nio ET5 model, which is one of the main reasons why you ought to consider going in and invest into Nio. Now, reason number 4 why you must invest into Nio is because of Nio Park. Now, Nio Park, for those of you that don't know, you remember that it is a new factory or plant that Nio is constructing. Now, this, or at the completion of this factory, Nio will be able to produce 1 million cars or EVs from this factory alone. So Nio, after the completion of this Nio Park, they will be able to produce 1 million of EVs annually. And not just that, but also the 100 gigawatts of battery, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, this just simply means that at the completion of this Nio Park, Nio now will have a production capacity of 1.3 million. And of course, the other 300,000 will be coming from their Jack Nio factory. Now, this is good news, or this Nio Park, which is set to start with the production around the Q3 of 2022. It is good news because, yet again, this just means that Nio will be able to ramp up their production again at the start of the production from this Nio Park, which is something that I believe, again, you ought to go in and make sure that you invest into this Nio stock before this big catalyst unfolds this year. Now, reason number 5, it is the 4 European countries which Nio plans to penetrate or to start selling their EVs this year. Now, you remember that in Nio Day 2021, Nio indicated that by the end of this year, they are looking at selling their EVs around 5 European countries. This is something that, as an investor, it ought to motivate you to stay long onto this Nio stock, because this just means that we are going to see Norway not only being the destination in Europe when you're selling their cars, but we are also going to see other destinations like Germany, Netherlands, and Sweden being or joining this Norway, or joining Norway in terms of Nio selling their cars in all those other destinations, which is something that is truly amazing. And the sales of the ES8 in Norway currently are doing quite well, actually. The ES8 is the only model that is being sold in Norway right now. And the good thing is that from some of these countries that Nio will be penetrating, or European countries that Nio will be penetrating this year, they are going to start, or they are going to launch their sales in those countries by the ET7 model, which is something that is just truly amazing, and is to motivate you to probably see the potential that lies within this Nio stock. Guys, Nio, in terms of deliveries, it is going to do very well this year because they continue to expand to other countries. And you remember that the CEO, one of the good things that he also mentioned is that by 2025 they would have entered 25 countries, or they will be selling their cars into 25 countries, which is something that is truly amazing. And it has to motivate you to stay long onto this Nio stock because it is just set to do very well. And with the production ramp up that is taking place into Nio, I definitely think that Nio will sort of like try to meet the demand from those other countries. But I personally think that very soon Nio might be constructing another factory that will also help in terms of the demand that we might see on these Nio cars, because you remember that Nio cars are liked everywhere, which is something that will make them succeed. And of course, this is because of services like bus or battery as a service, where they deploy battery swap stations where its users or clients can go and change a battery with less than 4.5 minutes. Is one of the things that is making or encouraging people wanting to come and buy these Nio cars, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, the catalyst number 6, or the last catalyst, is the deliveries of the Nio ES7. Now, you remember, guys, that just last week the president of Nio just confirmed the launching of the new Nio model called the ES7, which is an SUV, where Nio indicated that they are looking that, or where the president of Nio indicated that they are looking at revealing that model around April of this year. Now, this is something that is truly amazing, because you remember that there were sort of like some of the people complaining that the Nio or some of the SUVs that Nio is selling are sort of like outdated in terms of technology. Now, with this Nio ES7, which is said to be revealed in April, I definitely believe that we are going to see those problems fading away. We are going to see some good demand of people coming and buy this Nio ES7 and its competition. Of course, you remember that it is being released to compete with the BMW X5, which is something that is truly amazing. Now, of course, the most important thing is that Nio also plans to start selling this car by the end of this year, which is just something that is truly amazing, because this is another car that Nio will be delivering this year. And as I've said in one of my previous videos, we have not seen even a single EV company delivering 3 new models in 1 year. This is something that we are seeing from Nio the very first time, which is something that is truly amazing, and is to show you the strength that lies in this Nio Stock. So these are the 6 main reasons why I think you ought to go in and load the boat or partake into buying this Nio Stock in 2022, because I think that as a retail investor, these catalysts do really make sense for you to invest into the Nio Stock. Now, one thing that made me to be so excited about Nio is because last night when I was just checking what Wall Street is currently saying, or what are the sentiments around Nio at Wall Street, I came to realize that right now all the 11 analysts that have sort of like analyzed this Nio Stock are indicating that Nio is a buy. There's no analyst who is saying hold Nio. There's no analyst who is saying sell Nio. All analysts are saying buy this Nio Stock right now, which is something that is truly amazing. And of course, the average price target for Nio as it stands for the next 12 months is $58 per stock. Now, all this, or the fact that we are seeing all analysts who analyzed this Nio Stock in Wall Street are saying buy, or to motivate you to probably go in and load in the boat on this stock, because it is set to do very well. Now, guys, with all that, before you could load the boat, otherwise, something that I personally advise is that please do make sure that you also do your own due diligence, so that at least you can be comfortable when you're investing into this stock. Otherwise, please know that I'm not a professional financial advisor. All that I was sharing with you about Nio are just my opinions, and you should not take them as professional financial advice. Otherwise, if you seek professional financial advice, you already know what to do by now, and that is you need to go and consult the professionals. Otherwise, that's all from me, and I wish you nothing but the best in your stock market and investing journey, and God bless you all.